If you're watching this video, it means that I actually got past the fear of uploading it, the fear that I currently have whilst recording and creating it. But to understand why the fear actually exists, you need to know why I made the channel in the first place. I got the random thought just to watch one of my old favourite YouTubers growing up, Syndicate, his My Night series, and it had me thinking after I watched it for about a week, what creators do we have nowadays? Is there people doing something similar? And it seemed to me that there wasn't really many new personas around. It was kind of the old guard still sticking around, and the mainstream of content seemed to be all these Mr. Beast challenge type videos. And it kind of depressed me a little bit, or deflated me, because people used to make content, it seemed to me, around personal interests. Like, you got the feeling that they would be doing this irrespective of if a camera was on or if they uploaded to YouTube, regardless of what it was, playing games, watching films, like talking about films, or art or photography, regardless of what it was. You felt that they had a passion for this. Now it seems it's the opposite way around, where it's not about the input anymore. It's about the metrics.
It's much easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 views on 100 videos.
That quote there kind of sums it up in one sentence. Everything is about views now. Everything's reverse engineered. There's a formula, there's a way to do things. You're optimizing for outputs. It's the click through rate, the views, the average view duration, the engagement, your retention, and how are you keeping your viewers engaged? Well, that should be about the person and the voice and the perspective, not about whether you do 40 zooms or subtitle top right, bright yellow, bright red, green thumbnails to contrast, all this sort of stuff. By doing that, the creative process is compromised inherently, because if you have an external influence, like you're chasing a view, a figure, some metric, whichever one it is, you're prioritizing an output over an input. Imagine if artists or filmmakers or musicians all decided to stop making the music they wanted to make and they enjoyed and thought was cool, and they started making what works. That's AI music, because it's unoriginal, the middle of the road, no ingenuity. You're making certain stuff, and in this case, videos, not because you want to make them, but because you'll know they'll do well. What's the last challenge video you watched? The Mr. Beast style video. Can you even remember? And if it wasn't Mr. Beast, who was the creator? Do you know their name? Because them videos, it's all about jeopardy, drama, what's gonna happen. Videos that are designed to bring about cheap emotional triggers. It's all about, it's a curiosity loop, open-ended questions, the payoff, all this sort of stuff. Look at this quote.
So before you film a video, what is the thumbnail, what is the video, and then what's the first 5 seconds, and then what's the first 30 seconds?
You're thinking about how to present the video before it's even made. You're thinking about how to package this before you've even created what's on the inside. Like, imagine designing a wrapper for a chocolate bar before making the bar. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you actually resonate with these videos? We all like and want to eat McDonald's, for example. Like, you make content that people will like. Everyone wants to eat fast food. But it doesn't mean we should eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's a balance. You need something with substance as well. They just feel a little shallow to me. Now, maybe it's not my age group. Probably not. So it's not, you don't have to watch it. It's not designed for me. Fair enough. Every video has its place. And Mr. Beast sort of created that style. That's fine. But it becomes a problem when that becomes the go-to, the standard, the benchmark for YouTube content. It becomes uniform. And then when you have content like that becoming uniform, the whole thing gets degraded. It's no longer about the input. It's about how can we make a video, regardless of what it's about, get the most views possible. Look, if you're uploading videos, you want views, I get that, but that should be a byproduct, not the main function. You should achieve the views as a benefit of creating stuff you're passionate about, not just creating anything. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it gets the view or whatever metric you're looking for. We used to show up for people and personas. Like, in gaming, for example, Syndicate, Vanos Gaming, KYR Speedy, Dan TDM, Captain Sparkles. You can go on and on and on. Creators that Jacksepticeye, creators I didn't even really watch, but I knew of them. But now we show up for drama. What's gonna happen? The equivalent to reality TV. We don't really resonate with the people. We just like the situational context to drama. And that led me to this, where I wanted to start a persona-led channel. I didn't want to make that type of content. I wanted to put forward my observations, whether they're right or wrong, have engagement, discussion, make people laugh, build a community, something that's worthwhile, and just be one small part of a movement to bring YouTube back to what made it great, what I knew it was, which was the people behind it. But I fell into the exact same trap that I actually highlighted I wanted to avoid, which was the algorithm. The magical word for the audience, or the people who watch YouTube, and how we connect to each other. I began conforming to this system, because if you look at my first video, it done way better than I expected, like 900 and something views for my channel, and I couldn't really believe it, to be honest with you. But the second video, it's like I over optimized. The numbers weren't great, so I was like, how can I refine? How can I optimize? I started wanting to make things better, but by trying to make things better, I just made it the same as everything else. Look at my thumbnail, and you'd see that anywhere on YouTube, it's nearly a carbon copy, like, of similar style. And it became less authentic and more manufactured. I like my concepts, but my packaging and delivery became about optimizing for views. I was analyzing, is this relevant? What about my tags, the thumbnails? What about outlier videos? How did they perform? Can I copy something else? What about my competitive analysis, view stats? How can I blow up? How can I make this video the best it can possibly be? Determined by figures, not by what I thought, but by numbers. And my worst mistake was downloading YouTube Studio, because that's what fed into all that. I started adhering to the formula that so many people do. And now with this video, I still, as I'm making it, don't know if I'm going to upload it, because this isn't the style I'm going for, or a typical video of mine, which is gaming related. And I'm here saying to myself, I need to not confuse the algorithm. I need to make a consistent style within my niche. But what is a niche? What's the definition of a niche? It's narrow. It's a nook or cranny. It's a small segment, a sliver. Like, and by definition, that's placing constraints. You're limiting yourself. You need to make the video you want to make, not, oh, I have this amazing idea, but it's not really within my niche, so I can't make that. No, do what you want to do, not what you think will do the best. All these metrics that you're chasing should come as a byproduct of making great content that you want to make, not as the primary underlying function. You're creating videos here, not capturing a market. YouTube used to be about fun, not business. You can't deny they're hand in hand now, but revert back to what you want to do. Look at this Ben Affleck quote.
What I see is, like, for example, if you try to get ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to write you something, it's really shitty. And it's shitty because by its nature, it goes to the mean, to the average.
It's the same idea. We'll replace AI with YouTube. If we all stick to the same formula, the proven method, the way things are done, we all end up making the same content. It becomes homogenized. YouTube will look the exact same. It's already happening. There's no creativeness. Creativeness exists on the edges. It's doing something new, something different. It's spontaneous. It's ingenuity. And if we all just copy, nothing will ever be unique. And you might say, oh, well, that's what niches is, different areas, different things. And it's like, yeah, but we're still seeing the exact same type of content, but applied to different areas. The Mr. Beast style video has now been applied to gaming. The 100-day challenge videos, the what I did, minute 1, minute 5, all that stuff. And it's not just that, it's about a different format, a different perspective. We all don't need to apply the same format to every thing. And you might say, well, you don't have to watch them videos. And that's true, I don't get recommended them a lot because I don't watch them. But the point is, when that becomes the mainstream of people feel they need to adhere to this style in order to garner some sort of success, if you determine that by outputs and metrics, because that's what the validation of videos has become. It's been determined by the output. That's the sole feedback loop. Success is determined by numbers, not what you put into it. But you have to ask yourself questions. Would I watch this? How about we start creating for connections instead of clicks? How about we create to resonate with people instead of garnering views? But the problem is that when YouTube becomes people's livelihoods and their sole income source, they pivot because they're dependent. How many creators do you know that have moved away from what they used to originally do? Sometimes it's just creative preference, but a lot of the time it's because they're dependent on that and they need to do what works. I'm just hoping that we're shifting away from this output-based society, which is largely due to social media, where it's all about engagement, clicks, likes, metrics, towards a society that cares more about the input. Can I get fulfillment just from making this, regardless of if I got something out of it? Everything nowadays seems to be a cost-benefit analysis. It's, I'll put this in if I can get that out. But how about you just put stuff in and what you get out is the internal feeling of creating it. Do you want to make these videos? Do you get enjoyment out of making them if you got no views or likes? But with creators like Queso and Penguins and Angry Ginge, people like this, I'm hoping we're moving away from that and more into these type of personalities, authentic, raw, doing what they would be doing regardless if the camera was on. And now you can remove shorts on YouTube. I also am hoping that will help and actually increase attention spans. Because this whole retention editing thing, you need to be able, you shouldn't be worried about retaining people on your videos if you are offering something unique or you're entertaining. You don't need all the zooms. And I'm saying this because I'm a hypocrite, because I did the exact same thing. I fell into the exact same trap. I started optimizing for a style that wasn't mine. With AI now, we can create the same middle road of the slop outputs, and it's just going to get better and better. We can get AI in years to come to probably make these similar style videos. What happens if I put my head down the toilet, like all this sort of stupid stuff? But it can't recreate authentic personas and connection. That's what makes humans invaluable. And this is coming from someone with 3 videos and 7 subscribers. Don't let numbers or figures weasel their way into your mind and create doubt, because that's what I did. I started packaging content in a way that wasn't me. It wasn't authentic to me. I started conforming to what I thought YouTube wanted. The ideas were mine, but the way it looked wasn't. And we need to move away from caring more about the exterior than the interior. It needs to be about not the wrapper on the outside, but what's inside, instead of reverse engineering it. Make what you want to make and don't be someone you're not.